Hey, how's it going everyone? Teysind here. Welcome back to another collection video, and today we're going to continue on with my Nintendo game collection, and more specifically we're going to look at my Wii and Wii U games. Just a note before we get into this, I've only had a Nintendo Wii U for about a year now. I never had a Wii previously, so this is definitely sort of the newest collection that I have in my game collection, but actually probably one of my favorite and most enjoyable collection. I think Nintendo have really done a great job with the Wii U, although it hasn't gotten as much sales and hype as it deserves. I still think that the games are so just easy to get into. You can go right into them, you can play them whenever you want. There are a lot of games that aren't as essentially massive RPG story driven games, but more games that you can keep coming back to and just play just casually and stuff. And I think that's one of the greatest things about Nintendo, is that you can literally play several games on the Wii U at once and not feel like you're locked into an 80-hour story or anything. But yeah, kicking off things, we're going to look at my Wii first. And first game on the list is Xenoblade Chronicles. This is hands down one of my favorite RPGs of all time. Now I haven't beaten it yet, so I can't put that in cement, I should say. But I'm about 30 hours into it, and it's just mind blowing. Since the Final Fantasy games, I haven't played any open world RPGs, and even those, they use an overworld. So basically, with your little character on the world map, it's out of proportion. So for every step that you take on the overworld, that could be about 50 meters. Whereas this game really created a whole world within the environments. So basically everything is much more to scale. I mean, it's not exactly, but more so compared to the PS1 massive RPGs. And just to be in such an environment, I basically, of all the time that I've played this game so far, half of it has been spent just actually walking around and looking at the environments and all the enemies and monsters there, and not exactly just going straight through the story, because it is one of those games where it's just so fascinating to see how they've been able to make something so large within a single game, at least for its time. Now there's more games that are much more open world and larger, but to get into an RPG like this and see the inspiration that it's created for a lot of games that we see today is really mind-blowing. So I'm really glad I got this on my collection. It is a really hard game to get here. I got the special edition, so I got the include soundtrack selection. And that's another thing to mention about this game. It has a beautiful soundtrack. I mean, right from the opening soundtrack when you start the game. And it's just something that I think also helps complement the story and the emotions that you feel in this game. So yeah, that is number one, Xenoblade Chronicles. Moving next on the list is The Last Story. This is the second game, or one of the other games in Operation Rainfall. This is made, I believe, by Hironobu Sakaguchi, the creator, or one of the creators of the Final Fantasy series. He made this after he left Square Enix. Haven't played it yet. I really just want to get my hands on this, being one of the Operation Rainfall games, and the person who's created, and sort of see sort of a new Final Fantasy type game, I should say. I know it's not open world. I've heard that it's more like the Kingdom Hearts game, so you're traversing through areas, and then those areas are large, but then between those areas it's not sort of like an open world that you're going through. Not sure yet. Being such a big game that Xenoblade is, it's hard to then get around to all these RPGs, but one that I'm definitely really looking forward to getting onto. And third on the list is the last game on Operation Rainfall, and that is Pandora's Tower. Another good game. I got this really cheap, actually, and I've got 2 copies of it. I managed to find one copy online for about $30, and then another time at eBay I saw another copy for about maybe between $25 and $30 or so. And considering the value it's going up, I thought I'd definitely have to get a second one. If I start playing the original copy that I have and there is something wrong with the disc, then I got a backup copy. But otherwise, I mean, the reason I got it is for trade bait, because it's always good to have games that are not that easy to get, I should say, to trade in situations, basically when they come in handy. So yeah, number 3 is Pandora's Tower. Last on my Wii collection is Zelda Skyward Sword. This is the special edition, so this also has a soundtrack CD. Again, another game I really wanted to add to my Wii collection, being the I think it's the original, or it's the origin story, Zelda story. At least it's the first in the timeline that's come out. So it's definitely another one that I really want to get onto soon. But when it comes to my Wii collection, those 4 games are actually, I feel like they're all that I need for my collection. So I know there are a lot of people that keep collecting lots of games for a console. For me, it's really just getting those games that I want to play and that I have some sort of connection. For example, Xenoblade, the RPG, sort of interest that I have. Same with Last Story and Pandora's Tower. And Zelda, being a big Zelda fan, playing Ocarina of Time, Wind Waker, etc. So I'd say I'm pretty much, that's all I need for my collection. If there is any other game I could get for my Wii collection, that would be the Metroid Prime trilogy. Really hard to get though, so we'll see how I go. I might find it at a garage sale somewhere, but yeah, you never know. So going on to my Wii U collection, and first on the list is Xenoblade Chronicles X. You could have guessed that. Also another great game, and then going on from Xenoblade, this is another step up. I've also started playing this one too. It's a bit hard playing 2 massive RPGs at once, so for now I've just gone through the first chapter, and already just look at the scale of the world. It seems like it's that big that it would take hundreds of hours just to get through. But I love that this seems to be a completely open world game. So although Xenoblade Chronicles is open world, where I've gone up to at least, there are still boundaries by the mountains and obstacles that you can't get past. But the fact that skulls have been incorporated into this for use, basically anything you see, it seems that you can at some stage get to it through your skull. So whether it's a mountain, the top of a mountain, some little crevasse somewhere, it seems it's possible to get to. So once I've beaten Xenoblade, I'm really excited to then just get straight into this and play this solely. So yeah, that is number 1 on my Wii U collection. Number 2 is Bayonetta, and I should say number 3 is Bayonetta 2. So I got the special edition, which came with both of them. Great games. I originally first played Bayonetta on PS3, but when it came out on the Wii U, I had to get it, the original one again, because I believe this one runs at 60 frames consistently, whereas the PS3 one runs at 30 frames. And also, it's just the fact that I was able to get this with Bayonetta 2. I think there's a great marketing thing that they did with this, because, you know, it was the first time Bayonetta 2 was being released. It was Wii U exclusive. Wii U was new at the time. Didn't exactly have that many sales. I mean, it still doesn't have too many sales, but at the time, obviously, it was much less. So the fact that they were able to include both, I think it really was able to keep Bayonetta alive and bring more life to it, you know. And now that we see Bayonetta in Super Smash Brothers, I really hope that for the NX that we can hopefully get Bayonetta 3. So we'll see. But it's always good to see more games like that, you know. It's sort of like a spiritual successor of Devil May Cry. And, you know, I think Scalebound is coming out. That's by Platinum Games, and that's on the Xbox. So I really hope that we see more of those types of games, because they are RPGs, action RPG, but I like that they're, you know, like 15, 20 hour stories, but then you can go back and spend 50 hours getting a lot of things, but you don't have to commit that 50 hours just to the story alone. So you can really play it throughout a week and finish it, and then go into the next one and play it through a week, as opposed to spending months on it. So yeah, that's next in my collection. And now moving on, Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart greatness, I should say. This is hands down one of my favourite games and most played games on the Wii U. It's one that, the fact that they've got online now, it's just great, because you can just, every now and then I just put it in, play a couple of hours of online, get my points up, then I'm completely satisfied. And I never get burnt out. I can just keep doing it and doing it. And that's what I really love about this game, that the fact that it's got online mode. I've mentioned in another video things that need to be improved on this, so I won't go into it now. But yeah, if you haven't got it, definitely pick this one up. So next on the list is Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. Also, like Mario Kart, it's a great game that you can just go and put it in, play a couple of hours, and be completely satisfied. And then basically any other time you can put it back in, play it a couple of hours. Does have quite a bit of a competitive feel to it, because online you're playing, it's just 4 free-for-all or 2 versus 2 team. It's not like Mario Kart where you're racing 12 people. There's a lot of combos and stuff involved. I'm by no means the best at this game. I'm quite a novice, I should say. I do use the GameCube controller because I did play Melee. That was probably the Smash Bros. I played the most at the time. So the fact that I could use the GameCube controller and still, because I still remember all the buttons and stuff, so it made it a lot easier for me, because I tried it with the Pro Controller and the gamepad and I had a bit of trouble, especially with the A, B, X, Y, because it's just a diamond. Sometimes I was hitting the wrong ones, whereas with the GameCube, the A, B, and then the X and Y are distinctively apart. So it really makes you, basically, or at least me, I don't press the wrong buttons. But yeah, also another game to pick up. The rumours that it may be a launch title for the NX and it will come complete with all the DLC. Just the rumour, you know, obviously a lot of things with the NX are rumour and speculation at the moment. I hope that's the case, because the DLC does cost a lot of money. I unfortunately can't afford all of it. It would cost more than the actual game cost for me to get. And another thing is, you can pay for all the DLC together, but I've already bought the Cloud Strife DLC. So because I own one DLC, I can't actually, I'm ineligible, I should say, to purchase the whole DLC. So basically what that means is it would actually cost me a lot more to buy all the DLC individually. So because of that, I'm happy with the Cloud Strife DLC. It would be good to get like Corrin, Roy, Bayonetta, for example, Ryu. But being a Final Fantasy lover, I'd be happy to just play the whole game as Cloud and Shulk. But it's good that it's at least got such a large and varied roster of characters in the standalone game by itself. So don't let DLC put you off getting this game, because it's definitely a must-have for the Wii U. And last on my list, also the first game I got on my Wii U, is Splatoon. I love this game so much. I'm playing it at the moment. I'm sort of new to the game, so it is the first game that I got on the Wii U, but when I got home and started playing it, I couldn't play online at all, because our internet modem router had some incompatibility with connecting to on games online on the Nintendo. I looked up on the internet, it seems everyone with this exact same modem can't access online, and Nintendo have actually addressed this. I've since gotten another modem router, which is only recently, so because of that, I've only actually recently started playing the game, hence I'm still quite a bit of a novice at it. But it's just so unique, the fact that they've been able to take a shooting game, essentially, third person, and instead of actually killing people, you're shooting ink, and you're not just shooting it at people, you have a greater objective, and that is either covering as much turf as possible with ink, and the team that covers the most turf wins. And I like that it's 4 players, so it's a cooperative game, and then you got online ranked battles, and there's different types of them, but the fact that there is a goal other than just taking out people, you know, the fact that you take out people not to win, but to, well, I should say not to directly win, but strategically, it would help you achieve the goal, the main goal or objective of that mode or game. And that's what I really like about it. And they've made it really appealing, I should say. You know, a lot of people see shooter games, at least a lot of older people I've come across, parents I should say, and it really turns them off games. But to see that they can use this game and make it something so fun and essentially visually harmless, I should say, makes it really such a great, I should say, innovative game to play. So Nintendo, thank you, and please make Splatoon 2 on the NX. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that basically does it for my Nintendo Wii and Wii U game collection. Do have one more Wii U game. I got it this month though, so you'll have to wait for my February pickups video to see that. But yeah, feel free to comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Maybe you guys have some of these games. Maybe you want to play some with me, Splatoon or Mario Kart. Please don't hesitate to ask. And yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing. And until next time, stay spot on.